Alright, what is up, everybody? We've got the Fighting Koalas. Brand new college just pulled up in San Diego, California, mainly because that is where the most koalas are in the United States. So this is going to be a simple series. Going to be not even really rebuilding because this is their very first inaugural first season. This is just going to be an intro to the team video. We're just going to take a look around, get to know the coach. We have Nigel Lee here. Came over from Australia because, who else knows koalas better than Australian people? Is that racist? I'm sure Australians will let me know. So we check out this depth chart real quick. It's a very simple video. We'll probably look at the depth chart, and I've got our recruiting board all set up and everything. So we have senior Justin Marlowe, who's going to be running the show in our QB room for us. And I got to tell you, guys, I made this team myself. I did my best to make this team absolutely garbage. All of these players, I went in and edited their overalls and what they look like. And, there might be a few quote-unquote gems up in here, but let's be real. This season might not go so well. But, 80 overall, starting quarterback, 66 speed, nothing to ride home about, but hopefully we'll have a positive interception or touchdown to interception ratio. Leading our way in the running back room, we have Jameel Morris Jr. Then our backup will be Isaac Galloway. Injuries are on, and I'm not 100% sure I don't know if I messed with their injury ratings or if I actually lowered them, but I have a feeling we might see a pretty deep roster this year. I mean, we go down to the freshman JoJo Baxter, who I'm actually going to put as our second string since he is a freshman, 90 speed and 91 acceleration. So he, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start him because what do we have to lose this season? We are in the Sun Belt Conference, by the way. Figured we'd work our way from Sun Belt to Mountain West to Big 12, and then either Pac-12 when we move a bunch of teams back into there, or we'll stay in the Big 12 since we're just in California. It doesn't make sense to go anywhere else in the country that way. Fullback is going to be Terrence James. You can't edit, or I think I did edit the fullback, but I don't know how much he's going to see the field because our offensive system is going to be Air Raid, Arizona State offense. Wide receiver room, Jet Moore Jr., 82 overall. I'm going to say this, I like our wide receiver room mainly because we don't have to replace a lot of these guys right away. 2 seniors off rip, it's not bad. Junior, 2 sophomores, and then Dylan Snell down here. Now, our biggest problem is we're going to worry about transfers in this first season. Usually I play this game on varsity, where we're going to play on All-American. So we're going to see how that goes. I already throw enough interceptions as is on varsity. So, yeah. We got Cyrus Smith Jr., Noah Richmond, Jaden Williams-Randall, Dylan Snell, and LeVar Lodge. Then a couple more freshmen along the bench here with Donovan Hampton and Hakeem Knox. 92 speed here from Hampton. We'll place Dodge. We'll see if Hampton ever gets on the field. I'm sure with injuries, of course he will. Maverick Ross here as our starting senior tight end to lead the way in the tight end room, followed by James Erickson, the freshman, 63 overall, and then a steep drop off to Titus Emmanuel, the junior, 59 overall. Offensive line's going to have a lot of movement around here. We got Xavier Gregory. I think their injuries were definitely untouched, mainly because offensive line is not something I want to have concerns with injury-wise. So their overalls are obviously going to be really low, but injury's going to hopefully keep these guys on the field. So Xavier Gregory is starting left tackle. DeVernon Pitts here at left guard. Then Jake Mills here at starting center junior with a pretty good backup core, honestly. Maybe Jalen Henry will be red-shirted, so we'll have him later on this next season or the season after that as a sophomore or junior. We have Liam Warner or Werner. Let's see, Twin Falls, Idaho. Let's just go with Warner. That makes sense. 65 overall. We could start Kyle Hartwell, but, we'll see how the season goes. Halfway through, if we determine that we're just not going to win a lot, we're just going to redshirt him Doesn't make sense to lose a whole bunch of people right away because of playing time. Taryn Maxwell is going to be starting right tackle for us. Tackles, left tackle and right tackle are huge needs according to the recruitment suggestions. So these guys will probably be replaced next season, especially with their deal breakers up there in the top right over by the Koala. And we'll go over to the defense, which, as you can see on screen, 66 overall defense. We're going to be giving up a lot of touchdowns this year. Speed is not present in this defensive room. Every single position can use an upgrade, but we'll get to the recruiting later. So we have Leon Winfield and Quinn Robertson, who will probably get most of the snaps over here. Right end, we have Ben Sawyer Hall and Trent Tennant. Yeah, the depth is bewildering, honestly. Cortland Mixon, Harrison Saturday, Jamari Logan, Andrew Woods, and Chris Skies make up the defensive tackle room, which, 67 freshman Cortland Mixon hopefully has a good year. I usually use her the defensive line, so I'm not a huge fan of doing coverage because I don't like to take responsibility for giving up anything. So if I can stop the quarterback before he releases the ball, that's for the best. We're going to be running a lot of zones, so getting pass rush in is going to be crucial. Linebackers, here at left outside linebacker, we have Antoine Keys and Keontae Steele. And I'll be honest, Jade Grimes probably won't see the field, but like I said, injuries here might play a huge role this season. Middle linebackers, we've got Cole Miller Jr., Dre Wheaton, Josh Sanford, and Jack McGee. Yeah, that, I don't think I need to reiterate how bad this team really is. I mean, we'll see a game in either this video or the next video, and you'll bear witness to just how awful this team is. Clint Summers and Jimmy Berry make up the right outside linebacker room. In fact, our right outside linebackers are so bad, they've just gone ahead and started left outside linebackers. So we might even look into playing Vincent Simmons up here at starting right outside linebacker, purely because he's a freshman, and these two guys are juniors. I do believe our outside linebackers are position of needs, so we'll see how that goes. Cornerback room, we got Quan Harvey, C.C. McKenzie, Elijah Lockridge, Dontrez Washington, Nate Barkley, and then, yeah, like I said, this 56, 55 overall, great. Leadership on this team's going to be hard to come by. Obviously, our best player is going to be our quarterback. No doubt, 80 overall has got to be the highest overall on this team, depending on what they've done to our kicker and punter, because those are not editable positions when it comes to CFB 25 roster creation or team builder. Here at free safety, we have Jordan Ayers Jr., Kerryon Thompson, and Tyler Brandt. Good thing the sophomore is the highest overall, but not by much. So, doesn't show up, show out. We'll either replace him or substitute him later. And then for our closing out the defense, we have strong safety Marquise Winger, Everett Lacey, and Kyle Danberg. Senior, so we're going to have to replace him. I don't know how much development's going to go on over here. We'll put the sophomore above the junior since they're the same overall. And then check out the kicker real quick. Let's see, 78 overall, Heath Goodman. So we might be able to kick a couple of field goals depending on how we get up the field. I don't know what that's going to look like. Turner Josie is only a 68 overall. So his overall might jump quite a bit because I feel like it's either turnovers or punting this season. But, we're going to do our best to win the game. And then we're going to have JoJo Baxter, 90 overall speed will be our returner, but we can do Jet Moore, who has 92, but it looks like acceleration. No, we're going to go ahead and actually put JoJo Moore up here instead of Baxter, and then maybe the same deal. We'll let Baxter be our punt returner. That's all right. And then I know these other things down here are important. It's just not for right now because we're probably going to be doing this for at least 6 to 8 seasons. You know, it takes a long time to turn a college around program wise. So not don't expect anything huge here. Go ahead and take a look at the conference projections real quick before we head into recruiting. And we are in the Sun Belt. Okay, so we're actually projected to finish ahead of University of Louisiana Monroe, Southern Mississippi, Georgia Southern, Louisiana Marshall, and Georgia State, which is interesting because I believe that we're definitely the worst FBS team. Obviously, the FCS teams are, either, some of them might actually have better defenses than us, but, we'll see what comes around. So we're projected. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth in conference. That's not bad. So we'll head on over to recruiting, which I try just for sake of time. I went ahead and set up and sent scholarships and scouted as many as I could. And we've actually got good news already in the recruiting front. We have a commit, Soma Tenuta, right outside linebacker. Hopefully he's not a bust because I didn't scout him beforehand. But yeah, let's see. Do we get any information here? No, we do not. So we can also take a look at our academic or our school grades here. So as of right now, we're a C minus championship contender. That'll probably go down. D minus program tradition. We have no culture here because we haven't played any games, so that makes sense. Brand exposure. We're in Southern California. That's going to change when we start to win games. Pro potential. Eventually, we'll start sending players to the league. Stadium atmosphere. I went ahead and chose, I believe it's Fresno State Stadium, holds 40,000 people, but I believe this first season we're probably going to be hosting maybe, parents of players, maybe some retired people that live here. So not a lot of people. A couple students that get lost might wander into the stadium. Who knows? Campus lifestyle. We don't have any control of this unless we win. We win. Campus lifestyle should go up, bring more money into the school. So it goes. Academic prestige, we have no control over this. Hopefully our players aren't complete idiots. Their awarenesses are pretty low, so, hopefully GPA is actually not affected for Dynasty, because then we might have some player suspensions because, I don't know if they're going to be that smart. Conference prestige, the more teams that win in our conference, the better for us, so maybe losing to make some of the other rival teams look better might be a move. I do have coach firing off purely for the series, but CPU coach firing is on. So if at any point, not the first or probably second season, I won't fire any of our assistant coordinators, but it's definitely on the table after that. Coach prestige, that's us, C minus. I promise you by the end of the season or midway, or maybe even after the first game, that will be down to a D. And then athletic facilities is a C minus. So that hopefully is going to help with progression between season for players a lot. And then I know we have a few players already looking to transfer. Logan, Sawyer Hall, Woods, Steele, McLaurin, Westmoreland, and Grimes don't like the playing style. I mean, they're all defensive players. That's got to mean something, surely. No proximity to home problems. And 2 players at risk for playing time, but as you can see, 42 and 62 overall. Do we really want those people on the field? Don't tell them I said that, but, All right, we can check out the schedule. I haven't opened this. I'm not going to customize any schedules, any seasons, unless we go independent, in which case I'll have to make our own schedule. Otherwise, whatever the computer generates for this is what we're dealing with every single season. Pray to God we don't have any too high-ranked teams on here. If Georgia's on this schedule, I might cry on camera, guys. All right, let's see what's going on here. Opening game at home against UNT, then away at Ohio, home versus FCS Northwest, at App State, at LSU. Oh boy. At Arkansas State, home against Troy, home against UL Monroe, home against Georgia Southern, at Louisiana, at Southern Miss, and then home against Texas State. The Sun Belt Conference has East and West, so I think if we come out of, I believe we're in the West Conference, or West portion of the conference, we'll get to make it to the championship game, which, depending on what our record is, could send us to the college football playoffs, depending on how bad the other conferences gone ahead and do. So we meet our offensive coordinator here, Jim Dockery, master motivator. That's good because I chose for Nigel Lee here, a recruiter. I feel like you have to go with recruiter when you start. What am I going to put his points into here? What's our biggest need this season? The defense is pretty bad. So we'll focus on linebacker first. We'll go over to DC. Shane Bolin, also a motivator. So, we'll probably get a couple XP gains for players when they level up is good because, hopefully they build up those player skill points faster, means their overalls grow more. So, yeah, that is the Fighting Koalas. I think we'll wait till the next video gets started because, like, I don't know if you follow the channel at all, you'd understand that I have to record all of this garbage on my PS5. I have absolutely no idea how to export videos to my computer to edit them properly to the length I want them to be, but, it is what it is. And we'll see how this goes. Check out any top stories right now. There we go. Heisman Memorial Trophy Watch. We have Ollie Gordon, Shador Sanders, Quinton Judkins, Travis Hunter, Carson Beck. Typical stuff you see in the first season of your dynasty. There's, Beck is right there, Judkins, Ollie Gordon. So, yeah, go ahead, like, subscribe, share the video even, if you will. Save. Make your own playlist. Just another heads up. I think I'm gonna steal an idea from. I believe his channel is Frosty. He is a NBA 2K streamer and uploader on YouTube. So what he does for his rebuilds and everything is he actually makes a personal Twitter account for the team, and he tweets out as if like he's giving actual updates on like scores, health of players, just to make it more realistic in the sense. So that'll also be there. I'll make sure I put it in the description once it's all set up. Check out the TikTok, Wrinkled Koala Clips. The Instagram is Wrinkled Koala. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.